final approval from the CDC's advisory committee.
Israeli forces conducted overnight tank operations on the edges of Gaza City, intensifying conflict in the region. Joseph Eckerson with the latest.
The strikes resulted in at least 17 deaths across the Gaza Strip, with 4 additional fatalities.
Russian missile and drone attacks struck Kiev overnight, killing 15 people, including 4 children, in one of the deadliest assaults on the Ukrainian capital in weeks.
The strikes also damaged energy infrastructure, leaving over 100,000 homes without power. Ukrainian drones have targeted Russian oil refineries.
The Trump administration announced a federal takeover of Washington, D.C.'s Union Station from Amtrak.
This follows the deployment of National Guard troops to the city despite low crime rates.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Damn good coffee and hot.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Hey! Why am I not on the stage?
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Boom.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
GD, hello, how are you? You hear me?
Yes, I do.
But you don't see me.
No.
This is so weird. I'm on the stage. StreamYard is fucking with me, man. I'm going to go out and come back in. Hold down the fort.
Good morning. There you are. I am
back.
I held down the fort.
Well, the fort was kind of blown away. I saw it. You're first of all. No, you can stay in. Well, you're here. I don't have to do the whole thing.
Well, I don't want to create the illusion.
All right, wait. Let me do this. Ladies and gentlemen, in the room with me now are the second baseman for our New York Metropolitans, batting third and wearing number 18. It is G.D. Fenderson.
Good morning, America. MindDogTV.com. It's been said never to meet your heroes. I say not only meet your heroes, but eat your heroes. And meet your hoagies and your subs and your poor boys. I say put on extra meat. No offense to my vegan friends, but a hero without meat sucks. MindDogTV.com/merch, the place to get your fresh meat.
Offensive.
Enjoy the suffering and support your local mercenaries.
Fuck his vegan friends. That's what I say. I mean, not too much offense, but a chain link fence or a white picket fence to his vegan friends. Yeah, I'll have a bacon, lettuce, and tomato hero. Mayo, salt, and pepper. Make the bacon crisp. Okay? All right, that's it. I don't know. Every day there's another challenge with StreamYard. Browser stuff or whatever. I was on the stage, but not seeing myself on the stage. Anyway, John Palumbo is going to be our guest today.
Scheduled guest. I always say scheduled guest because I never know.
He's going to show up. He's done these kind of things before, I see, with people who didn't know anything about him. Which is good about like people like me who don't really know Crack this guy that well. Now, I did listen to Ice. Okay. And I will say that definitely sounds far more like progressive rock than the other stuff I had listened to. But and not but and then now the comparisons, Yes and King Crimson in the YouTube stuff. A lot of people are saying that. I thought this was a new Yes album, and it doesn't sound like Yes to me. King Crimson, I definitely could get the influence there.
Yeah,
but the melody on Ice, and I think first of all, that song should make a comeback right now, and that we should be doing something with that because Baltimore especially, and Washington D.C. area can relate to that. Don't be afraid of Ice, or be afraid of Ice. But it sounds like it was influenced by, and I know you're going to probably say, what? Let's see.
What?
Let's see. Well, let's test it.
That's a preemptive what?
Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Deja
What?
Vu. Yeah. Listen to the melody of Deja Vu, the song. If I had ever...
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's very Baroque-ish.
Yeah.
So I look forward to talking to John. I mean, I'm probably going to make a fool out of myself because, listen, he had 3 charts, the top Billboard top 200 albums. And for me to not know who he is and not know anything about the band, shame on me. Shame on me. I should know more about them. I mean, I don't have to be a fan on the level that you are, but I mean, I should have heard of them, and I don't know why.
And that is my whole point. It's not that I'd expect everybody, because first of all, I'm not like a sycophant. Okay, I don't. After I think their 5th album, From the Greenhouse, I was so busy writing my own music that I wasn't buying other bands' music anyway. And I'd almost stopped listening to other bands once I started writing my own stuff. And then once I was out of the band and I had a regular job, I was on the road listening to, and radio had become more corporatized. So out in the Baltimore area, the main stations that were playing Crack the Sky was like 98 Rock, local Baltimore stations. They'd become so corporatized that they had a formula, and Crack the Sky didn't fit in that formula. So they were putting out all these new albums that I wasn't even hearing, even when I was listening to the radio.
Yeah. So you know what? I really look forward, and I don't want to have this conversation before John gets here, but I'm very interested now in the path and journey of this band. One thing I will say again when he's here, I have always believed in Timothy B. Schmidt's proclamation that every band is on the verge of breakup at all times, and 50 years for them to not kill anybody in the band or still be on talking terms after 50 years.
Well, John did leave the band for a brief period of time.
All right. Well, even so, came back 50 years not to have killed anybody. And first of all, they lived. They're all still alive. That's an accomplishment. They're 50 years of being together. But not killing anybody. They still get along and still love what they do. 50 years. That's a major accomplishment. People can't just discount that accomplishment in itself. I know people, longevity. In rock and roll, bands don't make it. You could say the Rolling Stones, but look at the Rolling Stones. They had people die. They had people come in and out and all that stuff. And they
have a bass player who's been playing with them for 30 years, 20-something years, I don't know, for a fucking long time, so long that he should be a Rolling Stone. And I think the only reason why he's not is because of copyright and paying money out for royalties and stuff like that. They don't want to divvy up the money.
Yeah.
That's what I think it is.
It is money. It is money, and I think you're right. But ironically, the other day I mentioned the Good Rats, and that bass player came from the Good Rats. That's where they found him. So the Rolling Stones did.
So is he British or American? I don't know. I've never heard him speak.
He's American, Shia LaDeal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what? He was a good guy. He was a kid. I think he was a Long Islander. I think that's where the Good Rats got him from. I'm not positive on that. Great player, but a good guy. Not a snob at all. And way better than the music he plays. Like one of the guys who could play progressive and beyond progressive, classical, jazz.
some of the musicians, when I find out how good they are and I see what they're doing, I get disappointed sometimes.
Money. It's all money, man.
I
I mean,
mean,
you
like
go where the money is.
the drummer for the Rolling Stones was a very good jazz drummer,
Right.
and this is like he's just paradiddling behind the Stones when he was.
What's his name?
Was it Charlie Ward?
Watts.
Charlie Watts.
What's his name? That was an Abbott Costello bit.
Okay, I don't know enough. I'm not smart enough. I know enough about the Stones to caught on to that. But that was good.
Yeah, it was a stupid. Oh, wait. Oh, you got the wrong day, Rick. Somebody just texted me happy birthday. It's not my birthday.
Not yet.
Not yet. Anyway, so yeah, I forgot at the beginning of the show, I forgot to say, it's Friday. We made it through another week. I have almost made it through another year. Friday, August 29th, 2025, in case we need this timestamp at some point in the future to say, see, he was on August 29th.
I have a witness. I can prove where I was. I did not murder that person.
Yeah, that's basically where we're at. You know, I'm worn out, man. I'm worn out. I am worn out. Can you believe I am worn out? This world has gotten me.
You're just tired? Are you exhausted from all of the thoughts and prayers that you've been giving out?
Fucking A. I mean, I've been actually having an argument with J.D. Vance on the power of prayer. Nobody said don't pray.
Right.
Pray to do something. And he said literally nobody he said literally no one thinks prayer is a substitute for action. Yeah, well, where is the action? What actions have you taken? And he's saying, well, we're praying for the victims. That does nothing to address the next shooting, which is just around the corner. You know there's going to be another. What are you doing to stop the next one so you don't have to pray for victims? That's the question. They just want to make it, the left is, and I'm part of the left now. Obviously, I got thrown in with the left by just by being against Trump. But, you know, the victims, pray for the victims all you want. Nobody's saying don't pray for the victims. That does nothing to stop the next shooting. And we know another one's coming. They keep on coming. They keep on coming. Where's the action? Show me. Literally, no one has any other ideas about any kind of action that would upset the NRA in any way. So fuck them. I'm just sick of them. And they're, obsessing with this idea of the person was a trans person. Still don't know that that's true. I mean, what do they do? They
know that the person changed their name to Robin.
Right. I thought it was it's the minute the cops shoot them, they go and pull down the pants and say, what is it? I don't know. You see any tits on it? Is it tits on a bull? Is there a cock on this person? That's what they're doing. Slaptail's with us. Good morning, Slaptail. Can't wait for the guests. We'll get to hear so much about GD and the guests. Well, listen, I hope it goes well for GD because he's right. They say don't meet your heroes, eat your heroes. I have met a couple of my heroes, and for the most part, they've turned out very well. I mean, Robert Klein, he belongs up there with Colin and Pryor. In my view, he's one of the greats and one of the people who totally influenced me as a young person in my taste in comedy. And sadly, I say this sadly because my band hated it, that he influenced me in music because he was very much Broadway show tunes oriented in his writing. And my band did not like that I was going down that path at the time. I was the only writer in the band, and I was tending to put flowers up my ass and dance around the stage now because we're trying to be like Robert Klein's writing. The Bronx is Beautiful this time of year is a great song, but it's not rock and roll. It's a show tune. And Colonoscopy is a show tune. What? Yeah. Because it's about having your ass, the inside of your ass on TV. They put the camera up your ass, that whole fucking thing. And you get to watch it. You get to watch them probing your inner ass on TV. Beautiful. Anyway, so John Palumbo is scheduled here like 7 seconds ago. Maybe GD's right. Scheduled. He's on he's the East Coast, right? Is he?
Yeah, it should be East Coast because I don't know. I believe their next concert is in the Baltimore area on September 6th.
Wow, that's pretty soon. That's next week. That's the
Yeah.
day. Now you're going to Michigan.
Right.
See, you sent me a thing. It said I'm booked. I'm booked, and all I see in the text is I'm booked to MI, and I said, "Oh, he's going on a mic, blind Mike." I'm
Oh, that
and
explains your response.
yeah. I was like, "Wow, he's booked." Oh, whoa, booked. And
No,
then,
I'm not booked, but they did post something like about me in the past 2 hours on
oh,
YouTube. I don't know what it is, but it just said 2 hours ago. I didn't check it out, and I figured maybe in response to the fact that I reached out to them.
yeah. I'm at some on some level. I think it's probably just to let water under the bridge, whatever, and let them do their thing. But on the other thing, I would like Blind Mike to kind of give you the space to actually say what you're going to say and not interrupt you and not judge what you are saying and cut you off in the middle, and understand that there was a big misunderstanding here. That first of all, you're not two-faced. You weren't insulting him. I mean, you know the whole thing. But I think all that misunderstanding. And again, I don't care what people are going to not like me. People are not going to like you. This is part of life. People don't like people.
Right. Yeah.
But to get on a soapbox with a microphone and tell people who live and die by your word, and let's face it, Mike is influential. No matter what you think of the guy, he's influential to those lemmings in his chat room. And they are just jumping on the bandwagon saying, "Oh, worthless asshole. Yeah, worthless asshole. Let's use that. Let's go. Let's pile on against this GD fellow we never know and we never heard from. We've never talked to in our life." And I think that would, so I would love to see at least those people be exposed to the real you and not filtered through somebody else's insult of you. So that's
yeah.
Anyway, but on another level, I just like to see it all go away, even though maybe it would be good for this show, to have some more exposure over there. For whatever, I do think the bad publicity is good for you. I do. I think on some level, having your name up there with all, and repeatedly up there with people who are well-known names, popular names, can only boost the algorithm to more people finding you.
Unless they're Googling worthless asshole GD Fenderson, then they're not going to find me.
To be fair, the worthless asshole thing only came up recently after he perceived that you called him stupid. Now, again, I think even if you think somebody called you, even if you're certain somebody called you stupid, I think there's a long way to go between stupid and coming back with worthless asshole. Even I have a longer bridge than that to burn before I'm going to come to your mother's a skank whore. But because that's a mild insult, stupid. It would be so stupid, and you said it with a smile on your face and just in a very
comparing it to, I tried to at least I was attempting to put it in the context of stupid, like in jackass is stupid. They're popular, but they're stupid.
Yeah.
Not stupid as in unintelligent. I was not trying to disparage his intelligence, because actually, I think when it comes down to actual comedy history and stuff like that, I think he's much more versed than I am.
Yeah. So yeah, it says 9:15 a.m. for John Palumbo. I should try to email him and give him a gentle reminder. Maybe he forgot about it. I don't know. Because if he's on the East Coast, it's not a time zone thing. Yeah, let me try. Hold down the fort while I send him a reminder.
Okay.
Talk to the people. I would like to introduce you to the now shortstop for our New York Metropolitans, GD Fenderson.
Thank you. It is an honor just to be mentioned among the great shortstops of the New York Mets. I hope that I can contribute and that I will be a great asset to the team and worth the money that they're paying me. It's an honor, and I look forward to playing in the World Series this year.
Oh my!
Get your tickets now. Get your tickets now for the four Mets home games
No,
for the World Series.
GD just spoke or misspoke there. He meant he's looking forward to watching the World Series from the golf course, of course. Where is John? I just start over again.
Okay.
You know what? I was certain he was going to be here. This isn't.
So, I was hopeful. No, like I said, I was hopeful, and
Yeah,
because I figured, first of all, I figured that you would say, well, GD, why don't you introduce him, since blah blah blah, whatever else you'd add to that. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to write a pretty decent introduction just in case.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, who said this? Who said this? Oh, this is somebody pitching, because it said great guests, and sometimes they're like bringing up shows we did like 2 years ago, and I don't remember.
Right.
Yeah, this is somebody pitching for a guest. They put in the title, great guest. So basically, they're bringing the.
Do we know that? Is there a way to check to see what link we sent them?
No, I said yeah. I could just click on the link, and yeah, no, it's the right link.
Okay.
Yep. Let's see. I don't know, and I would think if he was in the wrong room, he'd be contacting me and saying, "Hey, you guys are not here."
That's true, because I got that the other day. I sent somebody the wrong link because I use Restream, and I've had the same link for I've been using the same link since I got Restream. I have a dedicated link. I had an update to my app, and it changed my dedicated link, and I had my old link cut and pasted, so I sent it, and they go, "I'm in the room." I'm like, I don't see anything. I'm like, fuck. So
I'm in the room for love, simply because you're near me. Funny, but when you're near me,
if you're near me, and if you're in the room, yeah, then you should be near. Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry for even trying to attempt to think I'm in the mood for love, because I'm not in the mood for love. I haven't been in the mood for love for a long time. I'm in the mood for hate. No.
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
Oh.
Did you hear back? Did you hear back from them?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Somebody called Specco wants to interview me online.
Okay.
30 minutes. I don't know who Specco is, but no, you know what? I don't do well in interviews. All I do is talk about your mom.
I'm reaching out to his manager.
His manager? Oh, look at him with a manager.
Oh.
There was something I was reading, and I guess I shouldn't even talk about it. I should save it in case he just does show up. My wife is telling me, "Don't worry about it. Go get your license today." I can't just walk into motor vehicle and walk out and have a little. You could trust your car to the man who's got a star on his license. It's gonna be a nightmare if I go get a ticket to fly. He's got a ticket to fly, but I need this license, and it's not going to be an easy thing. I know it's not. No matter what people say, oh, the DMV is not what it used to be. Yeah, then why? Even online, just getting my registration renewed.
Right.
It's just a pain in the dick. So don't tell me it's not. There's still stupid people there, even though they kind of. I don't know if it was like this when you were young. We're going to the DMV in Maryland, but in New York, it used to be like you were on tickets. You were online for tickets for Led Zeppelin at Madison Square Garden. I mean, the line would be fucking blocks long, and it wouldn't move. And one line just to first get to the check-in station, and then you'd have to be on another long line for whatever you wanted to do. It's not like that anymore, but it's still a fucking cluster of bureaucracy and stupidity.
Yeah, I've always had the lines. Not always. I mean, I've experienced the lines in the DMV when I was growing up, but what I never got was the overly nasty, rude person who didn't give a shit about their job. That I never really experienced.
Wow.
And I'm saying never really experienced because, like, I'm trying to think. I remember once I was buying a car, and I was getting a title, and there was a mistake. They didn't do the title thing right. They gave me the title, but they didn't sign it over or something like that.
Freeze up. You just froze up.
Oh,
I
sorry.
was like, you just we saw. And once I was buying a car.
Oh, I didn't see. And that's funny because I didn't freeze up on my screen.
Wow. Yeah,
So
it's a fucking StreamYard. You want to punch it right in the face.
Yeah, I was buying a car, and the person selling me the car did not sign it over to me. And I went and I waited in line for like 90 minutes. Got all the way up there, and they go, "This isn't any good. They didn't sign it." And I went, and I'm sorry, I didn't check that. I've never bought a car from another person before. I've only bought cars from dealerships before. But at that point, I was low on cash and on car, so I bought someone else's car. So I said, okay, and I called them from a phone booth. Got a hold of them, and I drove to their job. The lady said, if you can get this signed, just come back. You don't have to stand in line. Just look for me, and I'll take you right away.
Yeah.
And so I went and got it signed. Came back, and she took me right away. I didn't have to stand in line. I mean, I stood at the end of the line so I didn't piss people off by walking to the front. And I got in line and I stepped out of it and I waved to get her attention. And then she waved me up like this. Because I could have just like walked to the front and everybody would be like, hey, I didn't want to do that. So.
Yeah. Good day, Sunshine. Good morning, Sunshine. She says she heard it was easy to get a commercial driver's license back east. Yeah, it is. I think I haven't done it in a while, and my current license isn't. But when I did get a commercial driver's license, I think it was just a matter of going in, waiting online, filling out a bunch of forms. You didn't even have to do anything. You didn't have to take any test or anything. What the hell's going on?
Okay, Matt, do you have John Palumbo's phone number?
No.
Okay. Oh shit. I'm gonna put it in the chat so you can call him.
Oh.
He wants you to call him because I'm gonna put it in the chat. Not the private chat.
Oh, he says, can we do this by phone? Yeah, he just wrote to me now. Can we do it by phone? Sure, we can do it by like just a phone call. Shit. I don't know. I just don't know. Can we do this by phone? I don't think we can. I don't have my phone's not my StreamYard. My whatever loopback is not plugged in.
Do you want me to call him on my phone and then put my phone on speaker with the?
No, that's not going to work. We can't do a whole interview like that. Can you just call him and say we'll have to reschedule? I guess because I have to be prepared for that. I have to, and I was going to do this over the weekend. Is move systems around, but I'm not prepared to do it by phone call.
Okay.
That sucks. Well, at least you know what? At least he tried to communicate with us, because that's better.
And I got John Palumbo's phone number. No.
Yeah. It's better.
He's going to be so sorry he gave it to me. Hey, John. Yeah. What are you doing for lunch today? My treat. No.
What is he doing for lunch today? He's having a hero. No, you're having a hero. Well, no, you're not having a hero. You thought you were having a hero, but yeah, your hero is going to take too long. Your pizza's going to be late due to aliens or because of aliens. So yeah, my wife is telling me to go fly. I'm not flying to Michigan this week. And first of all, I don't like flying to begin with. If I was going to go, I think I'd drive. I was planning on driving to Ohio at the end of September. And that's freaking me out now. But I think I enjoy the long drives by myself, especially if I got enough weed. Good for my limited psyche, but I don't know. I just don't know. I'm trying to see if I could get Loopback hooked up. I don't think I can. Oh wait, and then he wouldn't be able to hear you even with Loopback hooked up.
That's what I thought about putting my phone and putting it on speaker, but then he wouldn't hear you.
Yeah, and it's just the wrong. We still have StreamYard said they would get this phone thing hooked up for me. They lied. How about that? No, and Loopback needs an update. Fuck it. Hot boxing. What is hot boxing? What are we talking about? What is hot boxing? It's over my head. If you only had Tascam Mixcast 4. Yeah, no, John. I don't think that works. I'm pretty sure we established that doesn't work. I do have a that kind of system back here, but GD, because of the way we do things, if we were all in the same room, yeah, that would work. GD's not in the same room. So he would hear my conversation with John. John would not hear GD. GD would hear John, but John wouldn't hear him back, even with the mix guy. So
now that is so funny. Last night, I had two dreams about how this interview could go wrong.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, I could try to do it on Restream, but I don't have Restream set up to go out live because I never went live from there, and so everything would be pre-recorded. I mean, I could say live, but I don't have any destination set.
Oh, can you? Is that a cell phone that you got from him? Is that what that is? Because if I would text him to go on StreamYard and because he can connect to StreamYard, if he doesn't want to be on camera, he can do that. He can just stop the camera, but the audio will still work.
Oh, okay.
If that's the reason he doesn't want it, he can just click the link on a smartphone, go there, and choose not to have the camera on.
So you want me to send you his phone number so you can send him that?
He has a link. Just tell him to click the link, and choose not to use the video if that's the situation.
Okay.
He's hotboxing in his car. What are we talking about in his car? I'm so confused. In the car, hotboxing in the car. Sunshine, help me out. My brain is too weak for this kind of.
I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna put you on mute so that people
mute me. I want to be muted. Mute me, baby. Mute me, baby. I'm sorry, folks. You should be used to us fucking up no shows, technical problems. You should be used to this by now. Are you all excited for your big weekend? Your big weekend? Are you? Let's see here. How we do this? How share screen. I don't remember. I'm not remembering how to. He said, like a baba the big, baba the boo, baby the big, huh? What's that? Oh, hey, oh, hey. We're doing hand signals. This is smoking weed. Oh, hot boxing in the car, smoking weed with the windows rolled up. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I can't see in New York. You're not anywhere. I guess you're not supposed to be. You're not supposed to be driving and talking on the phone at the same time. Man, I'm having like brain fart problems. And generally, I keep the windows rolled up and hotbox anyway because I don't want to. I do talk on the phone, but I have the speakerphone deal. But then people just hear New York traffic going by like crazy. So, and generally I'm smoking weed there. So you got a car full of smoke, hot air, weed, and telephone stuff going on. And I'm burning up in there. The summer's pretty much over though. So on the way to,
Matt.
Yes.
I have John on the phone here.
Yes,
it's not loading. He has the link. It's going to a blank screen. I was wondering if you have the phone number, if you could resend the link to that, John, is this a text? I mean, is this a cell phone or landline? Can we text you on this number?
Yeah, that's a cell phone. Yeah.
Okay. You can text him the link.
Yeah. Maybe yes, I can, but maybe the browser is he using Chrome browser? That could be the problem.
Oh, okay. So you have an email we can send it to?
Yeah, you ready?
Let me type it down. Yes, I'm ready.
Wait, I have the email.
That's C as in Fever, EN481@gmail.com.
He says he has your email.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he must. He sent me the link.
Right. Yeah, Matt. So yeah, if you can send the link to his email, and we'll try it again that way.
All righty, we'll try it again that way.
Okay, John, we're sending it. We're going to resend it.
Okay, I'll open it and see what we got.
All right, thanks. I appreciate your patience.
No problem. I appreciate you guys staying with it because I can't get on. It's really terrible.
Oh, I look, Matt. We probably would have given up on somebody else, but I am so excited to talk to you. I mean, I met you already, but to talk to you on the air. All right, let me stop. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop now because I'm starting to sound like a fanboy, and I hate fanboys.
Check the link.
Okay, thank you.
You're such a fanboy. Oh, what a fanboy! I'm sorry, that was just rude of me. I hate that. I don't like to be called a fanboy, and I hate that to give that impression. And I just did it to you.
Yeah, I hate giving that impression too.
Fanboy.
And actually, I was trying to make a joke about what we do to other people when they fuck up, and I didn't. I decided not to finish that joke. And I didn't know how to finish the sentence otherwise.
Yeah.
That's why I was sorry. That's what I wanted to say. It's like, oh no, because he's having trouble. I said, you don't know what we do to people who have technical trouble, but because we like you. And that's the other thing I was going to say. We like you, but we don't really know him.
Right.
So, and that's something else I was trying to correct in real time.
I almost feel like I have to get naked here. I put on a sweatshirt this morning because it was very chilly in here, and now it's hot and humid, and I'm starting to sweat. But if I take this sweatshirt off, you will see the fact that I am transitioning into an old woman. I would never listen. I didn't intend to be a trans person. What happened was I got old and I started eating all these. I didn't even know that the foods that I eat, like, did you know that almonds kill your testosterone and fill you with estrogen? Did you know that?
I did not know that, but I don't eat almonds anyway. Well, I like almonds, but I don't.
Almonds are in a lot of things that you don't even know they're in.
He's calling me back.
Oh.
Yes, John.
Yeah, hi. I got my wife's trying to do it because she opened the new email and it does the same thing. It goes to a white screen.
Is he using
well, do you know what browser you're using? If it's Chrome or if it's Firefox or
it's Firefox.
Oh, it's Firefox.
Yeah.
That may be the issue.
Firefox.
Okay.
Do you have a Chrome browser available to you?
No, my wife's got it on her computer, but that's not going to help us, I don't think.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
No, I don't have Chrome. Check, Mary. Will you check and see if I got Chrome? Hang on a second. What's your name again?
GD.
GD. Okay.
Yeah,
Hi,
yeah.
GD. Yeah.
Hi.
Thanks for staying with it here.
Oh, no problem. If
he wants to reschedule, I'm up for that. If he wants to do it just by phone, I'm up for that.
Well, unfortunately, we've never had any success we've never had any technical success with the phone interview.
Okay.
So if it doesn't work out this way, then rescheduling is, I guess, the better option.
We'll probably reschedule. I'll tell you what. Mary's looking. We don't have. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm sorry to hang him up. What's this? He's got something going on?
Oh, it's funny. One of the questions that I was going to ask you today was over the past 50 years since your first album came out, how has technology affected?
Yeah, perfect. Right. Boy, I'll tell you. But we got it pretty good. You know, I'm using Pro Tools and. You know, I've been using it for a while now, so, you know, that aspect of it I got down. But this, for some reason, I'm having a Zoom problem.
Yeah.
If he wants to reschedule, just have him send me an email and we'll reschedule it.
All right.
Okay.
In the meantime, I'll try and find out what's wrong with. Wait a minute. Oh, my wife's going to download Chrome.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So we'll get that set straight.
We'll be here for another hour and a half.
Yeah, we'll be here till at least we'll be here till 11 o'clock, 11:30. So if you get it resolved and you want to pop in, you're welcome to pop in.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Cool.
Talk to you soon.
Alrighty. Bye-bye.
All right. Here's a music little anecdote. I probably am not allowed to tell on the air. My wife last night, we were talking about the kids moving out, and she was saying how she really hopes that this is it for Sarah with the guy, meaning it works out. They're not married yet, the fiance. This will be her third marriage, and she was saying she really hopes it works out. And I said, he's a real good guy. I think he's a very good guy. She said, yeah, but he's got a lot of issues. And keep in mind, this guy was in my house for 9 months, just moved out last week. I was like, what kind of issue? I know he's got like a throat clearing thing that he does a lot, a lot, which kind of gets to me. Like he does it a lot, and like, all day long. But my wife says, and this came as a surprise to me, and this is where it gets a little odd. He farts loudly. He farts, and like, are you telling me there's a guy in my house for 9 months farting loudly constantly, and I had no clue about it? I mean, I didn't smell it, I didn't hear it. I mean, there's something wrong.
Is it because he's very discreet about when he does it? Like, does he like go outside and drop his pants to do it so it doesn't follow him back into the house?
Yeah, or I thought maybe that throat clearing thing was just like a cover for the loud fart.
Yeah, that's true. Because I know that if and I don't know that you can tell in advance if gas is going to be smelly, particularly smelly or not. But once you know, because you've had like one, and you're like the rest of that gas is of the same.
I hear you. Like you could have an occasional fart that doesn't stink, but right. I think if you're farting constantly, some of them are going to stink really bad.
Yeah, but so if I know that the molecular structure of the next fart is similar to the previous one, and I expect that it's going to stink, I will leave if I'm home, or I will leave the room, pull down my pants and fart, and then so when I go back in, it doesn't follow me in. Now, this is okay. I usually tell this story on stage. It's a true story. When I first, and I may have told it on the air here, when I first got my car, when it was brand new, it had that new car smell.
And new fart smell.
And I did not want to ruin the new car smell. So I'm driving home. I'm on the highway. I'm on 695, the Beltway, which is, anybody has a Beltway anywhere, it's jam-packed. That's why it's there. It's there to herd people together into one space. And so I'm on a Beltway, and I have to fart. And I'm not going to fart in my new car because I don't want to run a new car smell. So I pull over, I get out my car, and I open up, it's a 4-door, so I open up 2 doors so I can stand between them. And I pull down my pants and I fart. Now, meanwhile, people are pulling over to help me. For some reason, they've never pulled over to help me before. I've been driving for 50 years, almost 50 years. No one has pulled over to help me. I've had them like drive by and honk their horn and look like I want to help, but they don't. Or at least not on the highway. Okay.
Oh boy.
And so I had people pulling over, and I'm like doing this, like, no, go around. I'm fine. Go around. And so I fart outside the car with my pants down, so that it's outside my clothing. And then I pull my pants up, I get in the car, and I drive away. And as I drive away, I realize that I care more about my car that I've only had for a couple of months than I do about my own wife. Because I would not have, if I was in bed with my wife under the covers, I would have just let it rip and said, excuse me. I would not have gone through all that trouble. So I had to modify my behavior at home so that if I have gas in the bedroom, I will leave, even if I'm in bed under the covers, I get up, I leave the room, and I give my wife the same respect that I gave my new car. So.
Wow. For people who are interested, now in the merch store on minddogtv.com, we have the GD Fart Snell candle. I understand in the Beltway area, it's very popular. People are pulling over to just to get it. Wow. First of all, you see a black guy getting out of his car and opening two doors.
They're waiting for a body to come out shortly.
I can't imagine a lot of people wanting that. Our guest is here. You want to handle the intro because I could just do the stock intro, but
no, I can do the intro.
All right, do the intro.
Are we ready for the intro now?
I don't know. It looks like he's still hooking up microphones and stuff or whatever.
Yeah. Once he's if he can hear us, if he can give us a thumbs up when he's ready, I'll do the intro and we'll bring him in.
Yeah.
So
maybe he didn't hear that, so he doesn't know. Oh, the signal. That was the signal, wasn't it?
Okay. Are we ready then?
Yes, we're ready then.
Okay. me. No.
I hope this isn't a Robert Urey.
Robert. All right, here we go. Regular listeners of Coffee with the Dog, aside from needing help, have heard me talk about Crack the Sky. Crack the Sky has been one of my favorite bands for 47 years. This year, Crack the Sky celebrates the 50th anniversary of the release of their self-titled debut album, Crack the Sky. Ladies and gentlemen,
sorry, here I am.
Okay, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, one of the founding members of Crack the Sky and one of my closest, dearest friends, John Palumbo.
Closest, dearest friend. Good morning, John. Thank you for being here.
How have you been? Haven't talked to you in a while.
Yeah, it's been a few days. It's been a little bit. Oh.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that technical stuff.
Oh no, yeah, that shit happens. Technical stuff happens. That's part of the experience here. But we're glad to have you here.
Thank you.
I have heard GD talk about you, and to just a little bit of the history. GD has been talking about you for a long time, and we kind of made fun of like he's a big fan of this band that most people never heard of, and now I'm ashamed that I've never heard of you before GD because after doing a deep dive, 3 albums charting on a Billboard Top 200 is nothing to sneeze at.
Right.
So I should have known about you, and part of your place in rock history, the Rolling Stone declaring your album the best debut album of 1975. Great stuff in there. And New York Times putting you in the top 47 prog rock albums.
Yeah, we've gotten some accolades, which is nice.
Yeah, very cool. What my first question to you, and because I have been in many bands and have gone down a lot of the same roads that you've gone down, but I believed in Timothy B. Schmidt has this mantra that all bands, he says, are on the verge of breakup at all times, and to last 50 years and plus, because the album came out 50 years ago, but you had to be together before then. To last that long, what is the trick to actually not killing each other?
Well, it's pretty much respect. I think that we all stay in our own lanes, and I don't go in and when it's time to do an album, I don't go in and say, I think I'll play the bass on this record. Right. It's respect of everybody's talent. And and the other thing is we're not on the road as much and living together like we used to be. So a lot of it is we go play and then we come home to our families and all that, and then we go back and play, and it's really wonderful the way it's worked out.
Very cool. Have there been any lineup changes along the way in 50 plus years?
Well, yeah. I mean, Joe Macri just came back a year ago, so that was really wonderful. We're glad to have him come back. And the keyboardist is Bill Hubauer, and he's with Neil. Come on, you guys know, progressive guy.
Who?
Neil Morris.
Okay.
Oh.
So he's with him, and he also played with Spock's Beer and those kind of things. He's a wonderful keyboardist. Okay. But otherwise, everybody's the same.
Now, where there has been some confusion, like people want to put you in a box, and GD has described you as progressive rock. And if I go on YouTube, people are saying with the first album, who just got exposed to it now, if I didn't know better, I'd swear this is a new Yes album.
Oh,
And when it comes to influences, I'm doing a deep dive and listening to some of your music. And the first album, my first stuff, like She's a Dancer, I thought this is heavy Beatles influence. This is,
yeah.
and the producer sounds like he really is trying to impress George Martin and Jeff Lynne and people like that. It sounds like the producer, whoever who produced it and engineered the thing, sound
Right,
like he
right.
was channeling George Martin on some.
Yeah,
Is it
no. We all, producer Terry Minogue and us, we all grew up really with the Beatles, and so it was certainly a main influence for us.
yeah.
But so was Yes and Genesis and King Crimson and even Supertramp to an extent. So we,
Supertramp,
that's our roots.
Supertramp is one of those bands that doesn't get enough credit for the influence they had in the 70s. They were huge and they were chart toppers, and people don't mention that much anymore. I mean,
Right.
yeah.
Too bad.
Um,
We played with them. Their live show was pretty impressive. The sound. They paid a great deal of attention to the sound,
right.
and you could tell.
So now you were originally from West Virginia.
Uh-huh.
Um, how? Because you know what? I think it's great that the city of Baltimore embraced you the way it has. I'm
Oh
just
yeah.
wondering, how does that happen? I mean, you find one city that just loves the hell out of you, and it's just a weird. There have been other bands that have had those here on Long Island. Jay Giles, before they were big, had a huge following here on Long Island. We adopted them as one of our own. How did that happen with you? I mean, do you know how that happened?
Yeah. We it was first and only city where everything was put together, or it came out together. The record came out. We were working, touring, and they had a promotion company working with the record. That all happened at the same time, and that's how it popped through.
Wow.
And unfortunately, they didn't, for whatever reason, follow up with other cities.
Wow. Now, GD turned me on to the song Ice off the first album. I thought it was on the second album, but I looked it up this morning and it was on the first album. I'm thinking you have an opportunity to re-release that in Baltimore, especially Ice. Don't be afraid of Ice. It sounds like it was written for today.
Thank you. Thank you.
But especially with ICE about to ICE, the government agency, about to crack down on
That
Baltimore.
Ice, right?
It sounds like there's a commercial opportunity to kind of re-release that, or put it into the public view.
Right. Yeah, the thing is difficult with that. It's so long. I mean, there's a middle section that we took. It was sort of long on the album proper, and then we took it and extended it even more in the live show. But then we decided to put it on a record like that.
Did you ever have any pressure? Because in the 70s, album-oriented rock was a real thing.
Yeah.
But it became, and before the 70s and then after the 70s, the record industry was always about singles.
Yeah.
Did you ever have any pressure to keep it shorter and keep a song to 3 minutes and 10 seconds? Or
Yeah, they like any label wanted us to do a single, so that's where I came up with "She's a Dancer." To me, that was like the most commercial thing that I've ever written, even to this day. And I thought, wow, here's your single, and it did okay, but it didn't pop through like everybody wanted to.
Right. Now there was some connection to, and this is really because I read it, and at the time I was thinking, this doesn't register with me. A connection to Terry Cashman, the Jim Croce producers, and all that stuff. What is the story behind that, and what's your involvement with him? Did you have any involvement with him at all?
No, we went. Ricky and I, Wachowski, went to New York. And decided back then you could do that, without taking your life in your hand. And we decided to sell the band. Well, there was no band; it was just Rick and I. And we walked into Cash West Productions and said, we'd like to play a couple songs for you. You know, we had our guitars. I mean, there was no tape or anything. We just walked in.
Wow.
And so they said, well, we're too busy, but Terry, the producer here, will listen if you like. So that's how we got with Terry Minogue. And we just bypassed Cashman and West. West is dead now, but we bypassed them and went with Terry, and he had to fight for us to get in there. They didn't understand it because they were a real folk kind of artists. They didn't understand us at all, but they knew that it was good. They assumed that they could do something with it.
Wow.
And then they went to A&R or A&M, and A&M wanted to take it from them, and that's what I think they knew that okay, we might have something here.
Wow.
And they, because we were signed to them. So,
do you follow how your music does on the streaming platforms at all? Do you even take note of?
No, I wouldn't even know how to do that. I mean, one of the guys in our organization would do that for us.
Yeah.
But we haven't really paid much attention to the streaming thing, which I guess is silly. We should.
Yeah, because they're robbing you. That's why.
Yeah, I know they are. I know. Yeah.
I mean, if somebody's got their hand deep in your pocket, I would, it's important to kind of at least take note of that. Like,
okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It won't be the first time we've been robbed.
I know. Well, the music industry is full of corrupt people. It always has been, and people looking to make money off you and take from you. And sometimes, did you ever have any of that kind of stuff where publishing, starting out, I had lots of issues with different publishers trying to talk us into deals, and then after a lawyer looks at it, said, "No, you're selling your soul." Did you ever have any of that kind?
Yeah, first contract was they took my publishing, all of it, and that was ridiculous. And then they kept it for the second album, and then I went to another attorney, Peter Herbert from Parcher and Herbert, who did Springsteen's case, and he said it'd probably make sense for you to just stop playing. That's how tied up they had it.
Holy smokes!
But I didn't, and I eventually worked out a deal with them.
Do you still write today?
Oh, I write every day.
You do?
Yeah.
Good.
We have an album coming out. We're mixing it right now.
Wow.
I write every day, and then I have a solo album coming out. Probably about the same time as the Crack the Sky record.
Wow. First of all, I'm impressed that you're still writing and write every day, because I have lots of songwriter friends who I've been friends with for 50 years. And they're like, what's the point? Because, and I'm like, what's the point? Why did you start writing in the first place?
Right.
Was it because, did you do it to get rich and famous, or did you do it because it was something you needed to do, that it was part of your bloodstream?
Yeah,
and obviously the answer, if you're asking what's the point, it's the former. You were doing it to get rich and famous. You weren't doing it because it was.
Nah, I love it. I have to. I don't have a choice. It's something that you probably understand this. I have to do it.
Yeah. Do you do it? Do you start with lyrics? Do you pick up a guitar or keyboard? What is?
Yeah, I start with music. I've always started with music and then plug the lyrics in later.
Wow.
I'm surprised because if I understand correctly, Rick says that when he met you, you had a composition book full of lyrics. So I just assumed that meant you wrote the lyrics first and then the music came later.
Well, yeah, the composition books were like I was hitchhiking around the country, and I was writing just my thoughts as I was going around, and I happened to write them kind of as prose. And then when I got home, I went and bought a guitar, and I said, "This is a good idea." I couldn't play other people's stuff, and so I made my own up, and I used the writings from the composition books for, like, Ice was the first one.
Yeah.
I have a question for you it's going to sound stupid, but it's when I first was introduced to Crack the Sky, after I've been listening to you for a few months, I should say, someone else I'd encountered was a fan, and they told me this story about Crack the Sky, and I don't know if it was ever true, I get to ask you now, and that is that you had a gig. It was like I'm going to say, let's say it was a 45-minute gig that you were paid to do, but you were under the Crack the Sky was under the impression it was a 22-minute gig, and that's how much music you had prepared. And when it came to the time to perform the gig, you found it was 45 minutes, so you just played the 22-minute gig twice.
Twice, yeah.
Okay,
It made a lot of sense to do that.
Well, you were a minute short then.
Pardon me?
You're a minute short then. That only comes up to 44
Right,
minutes.
yeah. Well, there's the chatter in between songs.
Violation of contract. You only gave us 44 minutes. We asked for 45.
We had some interesting times out there. Yeah. I remember Rush. They were the best people too. They treated us the best. They were very, confident in their ability, as they should have been. But we came out to open for them, and they had no piano on stage. And we said we kind of need a piano because we were doing Sea Epic and a couple other things. And they said no. The promotion people said no. We're not set up for that. And Rush simply said we are not going on unless these guys get a piano.
Wow, good for them.
Which was very cool for them because they didn't. These people didn't care.
You don't have to mention any names, but were there people who treated you really badly? Because I have had those situations opening up for major acts, well-known acts, and they were just their nose was so far in the air and so stuck up and treated us like shit.
We had that. I can tell you a number of them treated us like shit, and a number of them kicked us off the tour because we kind of showed them up. Live. The band is really something.
Wow.
I have a question. The story is that at one point you had a concept album about Canadian Mounties.
Yeah.
And Rangers at Midnight is one of the songs from that. And you put it on I can't remember which album you put it on, but maybe Animal Skins or but did you ever do anything with the other pieces from that concept album?
No. I actually didn't have it written. I had not most of it. I had a few songs written, but no. When they said no, I kind of went off and did something else.
Did you appreciate the comparisons? Because people compared you, at least with the first album. I think it was Rolling Stone that said compared you a lot to Steely Dan. Now that's high praise in my, but
it really is. I think what they were talking about is not so much the sound of us, because we don't sound like Steely Dan at all.
Right.
But I think the process. I think that we spend a lot of time on the songs, and as Steely Dan does. The songs are everything, and that's kind of like how we approached our situation.
Yeah.
Well, are the practice sessions as intense now as they were in the beginning that caused you to lose a few band members?
I'm sorry, say it again.
It's written. I think it's Rolling Stones. It says in the very beginning, the practice sessions were so intense that people were quitting over that. So have they become less intense, or are they still intense? Just the people are less.
Well, it was very intense. I don't remember anybody really quitting because we were working too hard. But no, it's certainly lightened up over the years. We'd have cracked up if we kept that pressure on.
Is there a single producer, or does the band produce the album?
We produce ourselves now.
So, but as a collaborative,
Rick is kind of credited as the producer, so he's kind of got the last word on what's going on sonic wise. But it's really, kind of a democracy. I mean, we just say, hey, that's not really good, or hey, that's terrific, and we take it that. We're very, very easy to get along, which is probably part of the answer to your other early question. Yeah. We are really easy to get along with.
Right.
There are no jerk-offs in the band.
I think if there is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame a kind of honor for longevity. I mean, it's you and the Rolling Stones are the only ones who could ever stay together. And the Rolling Stones had to do with people dying and quitting and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's very difficult to keep a band together, man.
Yeah, I know. It really is. But like I said, the way we've got it, kind of like we share our time with real world stuff, families and all that. And then we go out when when it's time to go out.
Did Rick produce the first album?
No, Terry Minogue did that.
Okay.
Ricky didn't start producing until after White Music.
Because when I listened to the first album, because I don't put it on the speakers here, I got with headphones on, and you can hear the stereo separation, which was definitely influenced by what Martin did in Sgt. Pepper's and all that kind of stuff. And I'm hearing all this stereo separation. I'm like, I'm wondering if that's even a thing these days with music, because I don't. In pop music, I don't even think people appreciate that, and I'm wondering what young people today listening to that first album with a set of headphones on, if that would kind of.
I don't know. They might wonder what's wrong with this, because it's going side to side or something.
Yeah, and like a snare drum on this side, but the bass drum on this side. I got
right. It's very strange. Yeah.
It's cool in a lot of ways, but in some ways, I'm like, will young people even get why we were doing this in those days?
Yeah, I don't know if young people will get us at all. That's when I listen to what's going on now, it's kind of like, well, because I don't get that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of young people, if there's somebody who's never heard of Crack the Sky, and you want to introduce them to Crack the Sky, what album would you recommend as like a Crack the Sky starter set?
Probably White Music first, because it's the easiest one to digest. And that's more kind of like short, right to the point songs. And I think that, and then after that, then I would attack the first album.
Do you think Live Sky, do you think that is an accurate representation of what people get when they see the live band? Because that's a difficult thing.
The latest live album is more accurate, to tell you the truth. There's a new live album out. I don't know if you know that.
I did not know that.
Okay, GD, you know it, right?
I encountered it last night. I didn't hear it, but I did see it last night.
Yeah, it's a better live representation of us than the other one.
As a singer, were you trained as a singer? Did you go for singing lessons, or did you is just a natural singer?
No, it was natural. I mean, I was just picked because no one else wanted to do it, so I ended up doing it, and they felt that since they were my songs, I should be able to emote properly whatever I was talking about. So
melodically, were you? Because I feel like I hear it, but I'm just curious. Was it a conscious thing? Were you influenced by Lennon?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, because it seemed like in the writing and the song delivery that the lead vocals especially feel like almost like an homage to that kind of period where Harry Nilsson was kind of emulating Nelson, Lennon and all that stuff. Good stuff.
Lennon used to double track a lot, and when he double tracked, he didn't listen to the first pass.
Wow.
He just sang it twice, and that's why if you listen to the record, they're not really on. The two tracks are not really synced together. Wow. And that made his sound. And then later on, they ended up with digital delay doing it that way.
Are the harmonies that I hear on the record, are you able to, because you just said that you were picked to be the singer because you would do it, nobody else wanted to do it.
Yeah.
The harmonies are lush, and they are Beatlesque, the Crosby, Stills, Nash. I mean, they're that good and tight.
Yeah.
Can you do that live? I mean.
Oh yeah, we do. We probably spent more time on messing with the harmonies and voices than we do live with the music. Because once the two guitar players get their bits done, the rest of it, we just kind of zip through.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like there's a lot of, because when you talk about progressive rock, it's different. There's usually generally one guitar player who is a shredder.
Right.
But what I'm hearing in Crack the Sky is a lot of stuff that seems to be more influenced by Reeling in the Years or The Boys Are Back in Town, with a double leads, a harmonized lead guitars that were not really in vogue in those days, but there were those two examples were ones that people said, wow, that's different.
And the Eagles end up doing it too.
Oh yeah, Hotel California on the end of that. Yeah.
But no, we don't particularly care for shredders. It's just they get on my nerves.
Yeah, and me too. I recently gotten a lot of trouble by saying, too many. I'm not. Guitars solos seem to be. We're out of ideas, but we need the singer needs to take a break here. We need a middle
Right.
part.
It used to be drum solos, you know,
Yeah.
that would fill that spot. Now it's solos, and you know, we're guilty of it as well.
Yeah.
Ricky and Bob just, you know, they'll go
I get
for
that
a
guitar
while.
players like to play guitar,
Yeah.
like everybody likes to play.
Yeah.
But I feel like in music, imagination should say, you know what? Maybe let's try a kazoo. But
I wanted to ask you about Sea Epic because I think that's probably the most humorous song that you guys do. I mean, you know your music much better than I do, but I find Sea Epic very humorous. But it's
it's about cannibalism.
Yeah,
so that's why it might strike you as funny, which makes me wonder about you.
But I was just wondering, was it when it was written, if it was intended to be humorous, or did you start it off and go like, okay, let's lighten up? Because you said the music came first. You had an opportunity to go darker or lighter as opposed to having it be a poem and then turning it. So
yeah, it started out once I laid the chords down in my head and on the piano. It started out as "God Save the Captains." It was meaning captains of industry, and then I just shifted it altogether to write about a ship, and eventually the guy that's left needs to cook because they're going to cook the bodies, and you know, but a lot of people don't really get that, which is probably okay, which is probably good.
now I have one more question because actually I have lots more questions. I could probably, anyone who knows me knows I can talk almost forever. But a good number of your Crack the Sky music has political statements in it, like Coconuts, I think Surf City has political statements, Lost in America. With our current political environment, are you encouraged to write something? Is this inspiring you to write or make more political statements in your music?
Yeah, there's, especially on my solo record, I try to keep politics pretty much out of the Crack the Sky thing, because I don't think that's really our job to do that. My solo stuff, yeah, I just let it rip. The one I can think of right away is called Iceman, and it's obviously about the ice problem. And yeah, I with my solo stuff, I don't really care because it's only me. I'm responsible for just me.
Yeah. So you know, I've been on this kick lately about songwriters who used to use their songs in their music to influence. Like I go back to Bob Dylan, Woody Guthrie, Bob Dylan. This is how old I am.
Right.
But it seems to be that's a lost thing where people you very rarely hear any social conscience written into anything on the radio anymore. I mean, it's all like Taylor Swift, the breakup songs and stuff. Like that.
Yeah.
I think it's a lost. Not art form. I guess art form, yeah, is the idea of people writing not just politically, but social commentary within within songs.
I think the social commentary part of it, we're kind of covering. The politics, no. I mean, with Tribes, you're probably not familiar with that one, but Tribes was all political, and I think that what happened was, as things really were developing, it just like made me crack up. You know, it was, this is just too bad. I see you, Mayor. This is too bad.
Hello.
To ignore. Very, very, weird stuff happening out there.
Yeah. Growing up in West Virginia, because people think in West Virginia, I would think you the image, especially of being around my age or so, being heavily hearing country music and folk music on the radio, not so much the progressive rock that of the 70s.
No. The part of West Virginia we came from is really a suburb of Pittsburgh, PA, because we're in that panhandle there. And so, no, we didn't. You're thinking about Appalachia. We're very far from that.
Now the town, because Wheeling, West Virginia, is a suburb of sort of like a suburb of Pittsburgh, right? Is that?
Yeah,
You know?
Wheeling, right? Yeah, we were like 40 minutes or so from Wheeling.
Oh, okay. Uh, so yeah, it just
Steubenville. You know.
was everybody on the same page influence wise, or did everybody bring a different set of influences to the band?
No, it's a great question. I've never heard that question before. Good.
Wow.
The answer is yeah. Everybody kind of had similar influences, but then like Ricky has like Motown influence. He really paid attention to Motown.
Dig that.
Uh, Joe Macri just paid attention to Chris Squire and Paul McCartney. And
Yeah.
yeah, it just. But we all seem to like settle with the progressive, like Yes and Genesis and those.
Wow.
That's where everybody kind of like feels comfortable, I think.
Was there, and I know we're probably beating the influence thing to death here, but on Ice especially, I'm hearing like a harmony, a tight harmony in singing lines that are a little bit intricate.
Yeah.
That
Well, the thing is, it's in 6/8 time,
yeah,
so it's kind of like tricky to put voices in. It's why pretty much I have the melody going so fast,
yeah.
trying to fit everything into the 6/8.
Any Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young type of influence in that, because it feels like that is definitely influenced by the way they were driving harmonies out in those days, which was very
Mm.
very tight lines that everybody three-part harmony on
I mean,
very
I appreciated them. I was never a fan of theirs, and I honestly don't. Maybe subconsciously, we put some harmonies together like they did, but I never really listened that much to them. Just what I heard on the radio, and at that point they were all over the radio.
yeah.
So
Did you
uh,
ever stop listening to the radio? Because GD talks about this.
yeah,
Like,
I stopped listening. Yeah,
is that? Uh, I mean, that's obviously good for your creativity, your artwork,
hmm
right? But
uh
is
huh.
that commercially? That doesn't sound like because you want to be in tune with what people are buying, right? So commercially,
Yeah, you know what though? I think if it's something that is outstanding, I'll hear it. Like Green Day is the last thing that I actually paid attention to. That was a while ago though,
yeah.
and it doesn't seem like it, but it was. And
American Idiot,
I
yeah, like
don't know
24
what's
years
out there
ago,
now.
right?
I'm sorry, what?
I think the last was American Idiot
Yeah,
24 years ago or something, 22 years ago, something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah. I'm big fan of Green Day. I was talking about that with a punk rock aficionado the other day because Green Day started out as a punk rock band, and then
Yeah,
because they became commercially successful, all their punk rock fans turned against
yeah, they
them.
hate him now,
Yeah.
right?
Any of that with you because you have this like cult following that you don't want to like you try not to give into commerciality in writing and just not to alienate your fans who are already they had this base
Yeah.
that you built.
Don't get me wrong. I would love to have a hit record, even at this stage, but I can't. I mean, I can only do what I do, and obviously, 50 years has gone by that I can't do that.
Yeah,
I don't have the. It's not like I can't. I don't allow myself. I really can't do it. My writing style is not compatible with a commercial hit.
yeah. Well, that's good that you know what your authentic lane is and stick to it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't, and they
Right.
try to they
Right.
try to fit themselves in where they don't belong. And that, to me, you're serving nothing. You're not going to get a commercial hit out of it. Nobody's going to respond to it, and you're not
Right.
going to satisfy yourself. So it becomes like self-defeating purpose to try to not.
Yeah, it's kind of like Kicks, the song that "Don't Close Your Eyes." They had no idea they had a hit record on their hands,
Right. Yeah.
and you probably heard the story. I mean, but they were playing live, and I guess Bud Prager was their manager at that time, and somebody went to him and said, "You guys got a hit record there. I don't understand why you're not working it." And then he went to Atlantic, and they said, "Okay, Bud, we'll work it."
I
And
believe that was their first number one hit, their
yeah,
first and only. And I'm surprised that Beth wasn't, because Beth had the makings of that
yeah,
after.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, were you a big Kiss fan? I mean, that's
Well, I co-wrote "Don't Close Your Eyes," so we worked together for a little while.
wow. I did not
Yeah,
know that.
yeah.
Congratulations on that. Wow, good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you're due a platinum
Yeah, if I
album,
was in
right?
the other room, you could see the gold record on the wall.
I say you got the gold, but you're due a platinum, right?
They're platinum. I didn't get my platinum record.
Right.
Yet.
I think was it is it Atlantic that owes you a platinum album?
Atlantic. Yeah, I called Atlantic 2 weeks ago and said I want my platinum record, and I guess the guy was about 19 that answered the phone. He had no idea what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything? Can the fans actually put pressure on Atlantic to expedite your platinum album? You've earned it. You should have it.
I don't know. I mean, I guess they could if they would. Sure, go ahead. You start the ball rolling. GP.
We'll do that. That's what we do. That's our specialty.
I will create a graphic that stays. I will remind people every day to call Atlantic Records as soon as I get the number and let them know that John Palumbo has earned a platinum record. They're not giving him a platinum record. He's earned it.
That's terrific. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. Thank you.
I have another question for you. I don't know if you are like a movie fan or not, but is there a movie that you've seen that you would really love to rewrite the score to? You're like, that's a good movie, but the score sucks. Let me write that.
Yeah, but the old stuff like Metropolis and something current. Never thought of that. It never really struck me that I should be doing scores.
No. It just occurred to me because if I wasn't a fan, I wouldn't like your musical style. I like the way you write. The fact that it's like I want to say situational music, because it's not like you have a formula that you're going to put out the same thing over and over again. It's like, okay, this is the story I'm trying to tell. I think this music will best tell that story. That's how I interpret Crack the Sky. I could be totally wrong, and if I'm wrong, correct me.
No, that's pretty. You're pretty accurate. Like I said before, the song, the thing. For us, it's there's no real purpose without a song.
I'm kicking myself right now a little bit. I don't know if you can see this because you can't see below this line here, but I'm actually kicking myself. Now, maybe I'll get some clarity. Maybe I have it wrong, but the third album is 1976. It's called Live on WBAB. Is that WBAB FM, the radio station in Long Island?
Yeah, it was WBAB.
See, in 1976 and 1977, I was working as this is why I'm kicking myself. I should know about you because I was working like as an intern on WBAB FM.
Oh.
In 1970. Now I feel really embarrassed about.
I'm sorry, idiot. I'm sorry, idiot.
Sorry. We were in and out of there in like a couple hours. I remember that, and it was in the.
So
studio.
it wasn't like a club performance where BAB sent a remote thing out. You were in the studio.
Yeah, in the studio.
Wow, BAB, and I didn't know about.
We probably saw you there.
You know what? In my defense, I was probably high on a lot of different.
Yeah, well, so was I.
And I'm certain I remember telling people, "Oh yeah, it was a rock band in the studio last night." Whatever. But
right.
Not paying that close attention. Wow.
While you were talking, one of a cat showed up. Is that the only cat you have, and which cat is it? What's its name?
Sorry, what?
While you were on the air, a cat showed up on your shoulder.
Oh, my cats, yeah. Nike and Ocean. Ocean's called Ocean because he was found on a boat, on a hull of a boat.
Wow.
Like 5 kittens.
So, I'm really curious because WBAB had a major influence on the Long Island people. And when I was bringing this up to GD when we were talking about bands that had a strong regional following, the Good Rats blew up because of WBAB.
Pepe Marcello,
Yeah. Oh, so you know Pepe.
I tried Pepe. When I quit the band, I tried, we still remain kind of friendly. There was a couple of guys who were like very upset with me, but overall it was like not too, ugly. But I wanted Pepe to be the lead singer. I went to the band and I said, you got to get this guy because he's got pipes and he could really nail these songs. And they went with Gary Chappell instead.
Wow.
I don't even know if Pepe got a chance to try out for him.
Yeah. Pep. Now, because Good Rats were like you, similar, and they had pockets of areas where they were huge, but not. They weren't like a nationally known band. Like if you went to Iowa, nobody ever
Yeah.
heard of them. So yeah.
Right.
Uh,
Right. Now we
um,
do have pockets that I could tell you. There's like it's like a cult band. It's very bizarre. I mean, there's pockets everywhere.
what do you
We'll get
attribute
letters.
that to? What do you attribute that to? Like some areas get you, some geographic areas totally get you, love
I
you.
don't know. It's very weird because the areas have nothing really else in common. It's like New Orleans and Pittsburgh. Figure
Yeah.
that one out.
Well, one of the Long Island bands that also had, like we had, Zebra was from New Orleans, but they hit
Uh-huh.
it big on Long Island. That's where they came. It's just a
Yeah, you
weird.
don't know. I don't understand it. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell me how the Kiss connection came? How you ended up working on that?
Bud Prager, he called me and said, oh, I think it'd be a good idea for you and Donnie, who was the writer for Kicks, to work together. And I just laughed at him. I said,
I
I
think there's
don't
a
know
slight.
where you're getting that from.
Yeah, Matt, you're hearing Kiss, Kiss,
Oh.
and it's
No,
Kicks,
Kicks.
Kicks.
Oh, okay.
Was it KIX?
KIX. No, not
KIX.
Kiss. No,
Oh.
I never worked with Kiss.
Oh.
No.
But they had a song, "Don't Close Your Eyes," too, and that was a hit for them.
They did?
Yes.
Kiss?
Yes. When right after they took off the makeup.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
I never heard
And I
that.
believe it went to #1. That's why I was saying that earlier on. Like,
No,
Yeah, I
Kiss,
figured because I heard Matt reference Beth, and I was like, no, that's Kiss.
Yeah,
and
Kiss.
Columbo's thing is it's Kicks, KIX. Not,
Right,
Okay.
right.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
Boy, do I look stupid now. Nah, it happened. So I was thinking you're getting together with Paul Stanley. I'm like, wow, how the hell has that happened?
No. This was Kicks.
All right, fine.
Now you've more than once have referenced Rush and how good they were to you as a band and how professional they were with you. When Neil Peart passed away, was there any kind of did that affect you in any way, like on a deeper level than, let's say, the average fan?
We weren't pals or anything. It was just, it was like run in on the road. They were very nice to us and all that. But after we toured a little bit with them, that was it. We never really hung with them or anything.
So I may have hung out with them more than you have. I'm just teasing. I only hung out with them once, and it was.
I don't think Neil was the kind of guy who would like hang out. He was
no.
I wasn't either. I go on the road and I go right back to the hotel and just kind of like avoid everything.
Yeah.
So I had an attitude.
Well, you're working on a record now. Do you still think in terms of albums, like when you're putting stuff? Because now everybody's just putting out one song at a time on streaming stuff. Are you thinking do you think in terms of an album and a collection of songs or thematically collection?
Not so much thematic, but yes, an album, because like I said, how much I write. Like this new album, we have 14 songs finished that are ready to be mixed, and we're not sure if we're going to put 14 out. Which I can. But we're that's actually a good problem to have.
Yeah, it is a good problem to have, and I think today, if people are going to do an album at all, for some reason they got it in their head 10 songs is it, 10 songs is all. And I know you being around the same age that you can go back to when albums you didn't know how many songs were going to be on. The number of songs were the number of songs that the artist determined should go on the song,
and also on vinyl that would fit. I mean, you can only get like so much time on vinyl.
45 minutes total for one vinyl album.
Yeah.
Are you doing the new album? Are you distributing it in vinyl?
It's funny. We talked about that yesterday, and we're not sure because, like I said, there's 14 songs. I don't know how we would trim that down to to like 8 or 7. That'll fit, because our songs primarily they're kind of long.
Yeah.
So I don't. Yeah, we would be able to maybe put 7 or 8 on there.
one of the latest trends is, and I'm not sure how big a trend it is, but there are people who are you can buy the album, order custom, like they make you don't the final album doesn't exist until you order it, and here are the
Right.
songs, and you can put them in your own order, and you order it like, but it's got to be an expensive thing to press off one album, each
I
individual.
never heard of that. Really, you can custom
Mike
made your own
Dawes
album?
mentioned it on Rick Beato recently, and I never heard of it before that too. It's like that's seems like an expensive undertaking, because see, first you have to press the master and all, unless you're accounting.
Well, I can almost see how, okay, now, and I could be totally wrong about this, but remember, and back in the day, you used to be able to go to the fair, sing along with the track, and they would give you like a 45.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just one. Okay. So
Yeah.
with everything being digital now, I can almost see it being rather simple, where you just push a couple of buttons, it's mastered digitally, and then you press the one album for whatever the cost is.
Possibly.
I mean, it's got to be an expensive deal.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to package it, you know, you got to. How do they package? They're going to package each song.
Package it. Well, no, they package an album together using the same cover and stuff. Mike Dawes was talking about he's or self-contained. Mike Dawes is one of these acoustic guitar players who plays every part. Like he's a one-man band and really good with his finger picking and all that stuff. He's a one-man record company. His father gets the order, has it pressed up, package, and goes to the post office for each order that comes in.
Oh my, that's great. That's great. What a good story that is. Yeah.
Well, it takes the middleman and all the bullshit of record companies and all that out of it, and family owned. But his father's got to be like my age or older. Like how
I don't know what record companies are doing today. I have no. I'm not saying that to be a smart ass. I just don't know what they do.
I don't even. Yeah, they take your money. They put you on streaming platforms, and they work with Spotify to rip you off. That's what they do.
Yeah, like I don't know even who's out there besides Taylor Swift and Billie Eilish.
So John, are there members of your family who aren't fans of your music? And what is Thanksgiving?
Again, I'm sorry. If you back up the mic, it'll not distort.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There you go. Yeah, Matt's got it down.
Yeah, I apologize. Are there members of your family that are not fans of Crack the Sky? And what is Thanksgiving like?
My family? No, they're big fans. They're my grandsons are like learning Blowing Up Detroit, and they use Blowing Up Detroit for their walk-on music for baseball.
Wow.
Yeah, no, they're into it. They're into it.
So I'm seeing. I pulled up your discography here. You had a release almost every year since 1975, right?
Yeah.
I mean, wow, that's incredible. I mean,
well, we love what we're doing. That's it's really, you know, it sounds corny, but we really love what we do. And yeah, putting out a record, you know, every year is like not really a stretch for us.
Right. It's you know, good for you. I mean, it's a major accomplishment in itself. There should be some kind of award just for that.
Quantity, right?
Not just quantity, but consistency and continuity, and the fact that you all are still on the same page as far as doing it for the right reasons. It's just not common in the music or in any artist.
I don't really think about that as much as you know, there's some melancholia with the 50-year thing, and you know, we kind of like felt that, and especially Rick and I, you know, because we started the whole thing. And you know, but that's about it. I don't really, I don't think pay much attention to anything else. Just we work.
Well, I recently left a performing band that I was with for the last 32 years or so, and I miss it. And I used to say that my intention was to die on stage. Like this was, I mean, there would be no better way to pass for me. Do you think about your future now? Because as you're getting older, do you think I'm going to be doing this till I die?
Yeah, probably.
Wow.
Probably. I don't think it's so dramatic as I'm going to die on stage, but
no.
I probably will just keep writing. I don't know about performing, but I'll keep writing and trying to pedal the song. But
Yeah.
I can't imagine me not writing.
Do you write on
To answer
acoustic
your
guitar?
question. Pardon me?
Do you write on acoustic guitar or electric guitar or
No,
piano?
no. I write on keyboard, and I write on some very rare on the bass. I like writing on the bass.
Wow.
Yeah, it gives me a
That's an
nice
interesting thing.
and melody. Actually, for me, melody comes easier from the bass.
Wow.
I establish a bass lick, like what's a skin deep. I did the bass first, just a very simple bass line,
Right.
not even a line. It's just like boom, and it felt really good to me. And I said, let me make a song out of this.
Yeah, very cool. I mean, other than McCartney, I don't know many bass people who write melodies while playing the bass. Like,
I never heard of anybody. I mean, Phil Lynott maybe.
yeah.
Maybe.
Have you now being a Beatle fan growing up? Have you seen Get Back, the Peter Jackson?
No. Oh
Well,
yeah. Sure, I did. Yeah, Get Back.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It struck me. The thing that really got me as a songwriter was watching Paul McCartney's process of seemingly being a receiver. he was seemingly pulling the words to the songs out of something up here, like he was receiving it from someplace else, like he wasn't consciously thinking it.
Yeah.
What does it look like for you? Do you sit down there and are you a thoughtful person, or are you one of those people who just the song just comes?
Yeah, the ones that just come are the better one. The ones that, like, I worked on a song a couple days ago for about 3 days trying to get it right. And I'm working in my studio and I'm recording it, and it just wasn't happening, And I came in, I told Mary, it's funny you're talking about that. I said, if it doesn't come fast, there's no sense in me attacking it, and I end up throwing it away.
Do you enjoy the writing? Because I'm asking this because Billy Joel, who has written a lot of songs and a lot of hits, said he doesn't like songwriting. He likes when the song is finished. He really likes when the song is finished.
Oh, I love writing.
And he's meticulous about going over things and making sure each note is right, each word is right.
That's probably why he hates it.
Yeah. It feels like it's way too much work. I agree. If it just comes out of you, that's fun. I mean,
but the ones that just come, they're usually the ones that stick. Yep.
Wow.
Okay, John, this is a little bit off. You probably get asked this every time you get interviewed. Is there a product out there that you actually use that you'd love to write a jingle for to do a commercial?
Let me think about that. That's
I think maybe even licensing some of your previous work. That.
Yeah, there's no company that I'm connected to that would do it. Geez, what product? And I'm a consumer. I mean, I love shopping, so I'm surprised I can't come up with it. I will later on probably and say, oh, you know what?
So just text me and I'll share the answer with everybody else later.
Right.
What about sync licensing? If for people who aren't aware,
sync rights.
Sync licensing in order. I mean, putting it in films and television and that kind of stuff.
No, we had like nobody to do that at Lifesong. There were, they Crofts and Cups, I think, Marty Cup. But again, my stuff was too bizarre, and they kept saying that it's too strange for us to, to land it anywhere.
That's one of the pitfalls of going your own way and being an artist.
Right.
Not everybody's going to get it, and it's not necessarily made for mass commercial consumption. You're not writing for you're not writing for teenagers. You're writing.
Right.
Years ago, I was working on this. Just finished the CD, and a friend of mine who was working on the movie Something About Mary said we don't have music for that yet. And
Oh,
he said, so send me your CD, and I'll see if we can use it for the movie.
right,
And I told him, I said, look, I know how I write. I know what I write. You're not going to be able to use anything I write for something about Mary.
right.
I said, I will write something for something about Mary if you want.
Uh-huh.
But he says, well, send me the music. We'll try. And sure enough, they're like, we can't use this shit.
You got it on the movie?
No. They wanted
Okay.
with two friends of theirs, two friends of, I think, the writer did the music.
Yeah,
But
that's pretty much how it works, especially nowadays where everybody's got a studio. I mean, it's hey, you want to do music for my movie, and it goes way back to old friends, and
yeah,
it's it works like that, especially in film.
that's the only reason why. That's the only thing I miss about not having friends. I have no connections.
What am I? Gefilte
Top
fish?
liver.
I knew you were going to say chopped liver. That's why I went with gefilte fish. There are some songs where I hear horns, and the '70s especially were big on horn bands. And I'm working on a tribute to some of Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Chicago, and some of these bands.
Right.
Did you hire a Tower of Power
Well,
horn
we had the
singer?
Brecker brothers on the first album.
Wow!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
No wonder people were comparing you to Steely Dan. There you go.
Yeah,
See,
no, we had the Brecker brothers. They were first
now,
album. They spared no expense. They said, whatever you want, go ahead and do it.
wow.
Yeah.
Now, when you perform live, do you bring horns, or do you?
Yeah, once in a while. It depends on if it's a venue that will really support it. But we've done with horns and strings a couple of shows. It was really, really a lot of fun doing that. Pain in the ass, but it was a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
would
fun.
imagine. Holy crap!
Yeah, strings and horns.
I had a 13-piece band at one point, and
Whoa.
with the horn section, and it was just like it was just so much logistics and getting any kind of gig, setting up for all that stuff. And going back to we were talking about this the other day, where keyboard players actually had to move pianos and B3 organs and stuff.
Right.
Like wow.
So now our keyboard player Bill, he's got like a Nord one.
Yeah,
and everything else goes through his computer, and it's amazing the sounds he gets.
Absolutely.
Full orchestra. It really sounds like orchestra.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you being here. And I hope people will go to Crack the Sky. You can get all the previous works out crackthesky.com now.
Yep.
And there's a new album. When is the new album due? Do you have a
yeah, Blessed. It's called Blessed.
Blessed. And when is it due out? Do you know?
Well, we're mixing right now, so however long that takes.
No pressure, right? You don't have a production like a market
we don't
date.
have no deadline. We're good.
I love that. You gotta love that, the way that part of the music industry has changed.
Right. Right.
Lastly, do you for performing out? I mean, obviously, as we get older, it becomes more and more of a chore to keep performing. You can't do it like 5 nights a week or whatever.
No, God, I know we do two night weekends, and it takes me a couple of days to recover.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was cut to the point where after every gig, I needed a hot tub, just to get normal again. Till I get all the rust and bones.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yep.
You're doing 3 shows on the road, Ram's Head in October and November. October 31st, November 1st, November 2nd.
Yeah.
Wow. So I guess November 3rd you'll be collapse.
Yeah, I'll be in bed.
And now it's September 6th. You're at is that pronounced the Recher or the Recher? RECHER in Towson, Maryland on September 6th.
Oh, the Recher Theater. Yeah. What about that? You asked me.
No, I was just actually the pronunciation. I know you're going to be there. Okay.
Recher, like car wreck. Yeah.
Well, we really appreciate you being part of the program, John.
Well, I appreciate your patience, and we finally got it up and running. And thank you for having me on.
Yeah, I'm gonna find one of those dates where I can come to see you live.
That'd be great. Make sure you let us know so we can take care of you like you're royalty.
Oh, I appreciate that, because GD has raved about your live performances. So
okay. You've seen us live.
I saw you the first time I saw you live was when I met you at Island Green in Westminster.
Oh, we just played that.
Right. I went there, and to be
Oh.
honest, my wife has been offering to buy me tickets to see you guys for a long time, and I kept turning it down because I wanted to meet you guys. I didn't want to just see you and leave. I like meet and greets.
Yeah.
And back in the day, I had a friend of mine who said he was friends with you guys, and he goes, "When we go see Crack the Sky, I'm friends with Rick Wachowski, and so we'll get to meet the band." And so that was my bar. If he had not said that to me, I would have gone to see y'all at any time. But because that was there, and we never went. Our band broke up. He was the singer in my band. We broke up. And that was it. And so every time my wife goes, "You want to go see Crack the Sky?" I said, "Not if I can't talk to him." And so this time, you're like right there, literally, Island Green is like right down the street from my house.
Oh, okay.
If I had not bought tickets, I would have heard the concert on my deck.
Right.
And I said to my wife, goes, "You want to go?" I said, "I have to go." I said, "I have to go. There's no way I can have them that close to our house, hear them, and not say I should have gone to see them."
Well, I appreciate that, GD. And Ramshead is a great place to see a show. It's just so intimate. In Annapolis.
Next time I will go there, and when I leave, there'll be a Napa less.
And
there'll be a what?
A Napa less, because my last name is Napo. And when I leave, there'll be a Napa less.
Okay.
That's so bad. That's like the worst joke I've ever told.
Yeah.
No, it's not the worst he's ever told, but it's the worst he's told today.
Okay.
Gosh.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I was gonna say, once the new album is out, if you want to come back, you have our contact. You're welcome anytime.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind popping in now and then. That'd be great.
Definitely let me know when it's out, because I'll start to push it and tell people. I'll play a couple of tracks from it and get people to go to the website and buy the album.
Terrific. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here, and
Take
have
care,
a great
guys.
day. Bye for now. John Palumbo. I cut him off in the middle of that the second bye.
You do that to everybody.
No, I don't do that to everybody.
That's not personal. He cuts off everybody.
I've gotten better at that than I used to be.
I wanted to say this real quick. The phone number that I have for Atlantic Records is 212-702-2000. Okay, their email is contact@atlanticrecords.com. Reach out to them and remind them that John Palumbo has earned a platinum record. Okay,
I'm shocked that Atlantic Records is still in business.
I don't care. I don't care if it's the Atlantic Records estate. He's owed a platinum record. I don't care if they have to make it. I don't care if they have to sell their furniture to get it. They owe it to him. He's earned it. Give it to him.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody needs a fan like you. Everybody should have a fan like you that is that dedicated to helping out. And you know what? It's probably not a big thing to him, but it's something. He's got the gold record. I mean,
there's something you know I should have asked. I should have, but he probably doesn't know this. Actually, how many black fans does he have? I probably
One.
No, I know. Well, I know that because the guy I was introduced to Crack the Sky by another musician who was a black guy. He was a bass player, and he had heard Crack the Sky, and he goes, "I want to put together an all black rock band." And he recruited me as the guitarist. And he goes, "And this is what I want us to sound like." And he plays Flashlight from Crack the Sky.
Well, did he say it was Rick or somebody else in the band who was heavily influenced by Motown, right?
Rick Wachowski.
It is Rick. So so if that influence is there, they definitely had more than just you. They had two black fans.
Yeah, me and Tony, the guy who introduced me to Crack the Sky.
I'm just thinking, because I've been to a lot of progressive, but again, I was probably so fucking high I wouldn't have noticed. But I'm just thinking about all the Yes shows, and Elvis and Palmer shows, King Crimson shows, even Rush. I don't remember any people of color in the audience at any of those shows. But
when I went to go see Rush, I think I brought the black contingency with me. and I didn't realize this. My nephew, who's 8 years younger than me, he had told me, I'd sent him some pictures of us together. And one of the pictures of us together at the Rush concert. And he goes, that was the first concert I ever saw, Rush. I'm like, I didn't even realize that. It was just a concert to me, just another concert. I didn't realize that was his first concert.
You know, The Who played last night locally here.
Who?
The Who. Who? Yes, The Who. Right. And I'm wondering, like, who is even in the band now? Roger Daltrey has been a real dick of late. I don't know if you know.
He doesn't return my calls anymore.
He was having people thrown out of the concerts for smoking pot in the arena. Like, do you forget where you were the guy who said, oh, "Hey, you smoking Mother Nature"?
Yeah.
And our generation, my generation people have now become your generation, and we're just too old. But I don't know who's even playing drums in that band, right? Is it Ringo Starr's son?
Keith Moon? Yeah, no. Oh, and I'm sorry, and I apologize because Ann said good morning to John. She said, and see, this is how I know I was acting more like a fanboy than a proper co-host because I haven't been paying attention to the chat rooms, and I apologize.
Proper co-host. Now, does Crack the Sky get royalties or residuals every time a crack dealer sells a little bit of crack? I think
it depends. See, because there's different brands of crack out there, so it depends on the marking that's on it. If the crack has that logo on it, then they get a residual. If it does not have that little lightning bolt on there, then they don't get one.
Rush and Black Sabbath. That would be a weird combination there. Rush and Black.
Yeah. I don't think they ever toured together, but.
Yeah, well, you never know, but it doesn't seem like a natural pairing to me. And like who?
Well, I've only seen Rush twice, and I've never seen an opening band for them. I've never seen Rush
open for them.
I know, but I said I didn't see them with that.
I know, but I'm just thinking, who else? Yeah, I don't know. Rush doesn't seem to lend itself to other bands and all that stuff. They're a unique sound, completely unique sound. If I had to think of progressive rock that sounded completely different from everybody else, I think Rush, because of Pert's drumming more than anything else.
Yeah. Their first album, Neil Peart was not on it, and people were comparing them to Led Zeppelin.
Really? I did not know that Neil Peart was not always part of the Rush.
No, he was not on the first album. He got with them on the second album, and it was there's a dramatic difference between the first album and the second album.
But he was the main lyricist. He was the only lyricist once he joined.
Well, he was the main lyricist, but Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson both wrote songs.
I did not know that
many. Obviously, their first album, Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson wrote every song. And matter of fact, I don't even know who their drummer was. Their first drummer. I have no idea. I keep, part of me wanted to say Alan White, but I think that was right. That was Yes's first drummer. Right? No. Buford was their first. Wasn't Bill Buford their first drummer?
I don't know. They went to a couple of them. Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
Buford and Alan White were the two main ones, but I think they had other ones too along the line.
Yeah, it's like they basically had two keyboard players. Patrick Baratz and Rick Wakeman.
Yeah, John seemed like a very down to earth guy. I know. Listen, he's not like a household name, A-list celebrity guy. But if I had 3 albums that charted on the Billboard 200 chart, top 200 charts, I would be full of myself. I would be a very big-headed egomaniac, and you'd have to kind of go through my people to talk to me. He seems like very down to earth and very normal, a regular guy. So good for him.
Yeah, I honestly, when I met them during their meet and greet,
Uriah Heep. I haven't heard that name since 1979. Oh, see, I keep trying to guess Sunshine's age, and you shouldn't do that to a lady. But that's a dated reference, Uriah Heep. Anybody in the audience under 40 that ever heard of the name Uriah Heep? What was the 8-track that I had from Uriah Heep? I can't remember the title of it now. Anyway, Uriah Heep is a dated reference.
Oh, let me see here. I got a text from John Palumbo's agent.
His people.
Manager. His people. John said the interview went well. Thanks for your patience. If you can provide me with a mailing address, we would like to send you a little something. Thanks again. You're damn right. I'll send them I will send them. If you want, I'll send them your address as well.
Yes. I want a little something. I never had a.
I'm gonna say whatever you want to send Matt. Just send. Don't send Matt anything other than weed, because he'll just sell it. If you send him an album, a signed album, he'll sell it for weed. So just send him the weed.
I take cash.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I haven't, to be honest, I haven't smoked hash in 30 years, at least 30 years. I mean, I think they do sell it somewhere. Somebody still does hash, but I'll have to ask at the dispensary next time I go there. By the way, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are now 2-for-1 days at Tippy Canoe Cafe, Tippy Cana Cafe, Tippy Canoe and Tyler 2, Tippy Cafe. Anyway, so yeah, you got plans this weekend? You do the weekend is upon us. You know that, right?
This weekend I'm gonna have to prep the house because I won't be here the following weekend because of Jackie and him dragging me up to Michigan.
Oh, you're gonna have some fun with you know. You feel like picking me up in New York? No, I mean, is there a way?
Yeah, I'll drive to New York. I'll drive to New York to pick you up.
No, is there a way we could carpool? Like I could meet you somewhere halfway, like within Pennsylvania or wherever.
You know where we'd have to meet? We'd have to meet in Grand Rapids. You're coming like this.
Let me see at the Holiday Inn in Grand Rapids. You can pick me up in the parking lot and leave my car there.
Meet me in Grand Rapids and we can carpool to this show from there.
It's not like I haven't seen 3 of these Jackie Q&A things already with the screening of the Joke Man. Joke Man, what is it, the 5th or the 6th in Grand Rapids? You know?
It's the 5th, Friday.
I'd like to go and hang out with you and Beefman and Jackie and just because I don't know if you know this about Jackie, but he does spend a lot of time after with the meet and greet. There are a lot of adoring fans, and then once he's done with them, he's like, "Yeah, fuck these guys, I'm going to bed." So I don't think everybody's gonna get a whole lot of time to hang out with Jackie. Well, you never know, though. Maybe since he's going to Michigan, he's got some fondness for the state, being a Michigan State alumni. Maybe he'll have some energy and stay up a little later. He does stay up late to text me. I know I get texts from him at 2 a.m., but I think he's basically laying in bed like half in a coma when that happens. I could crack this guy out of the banner thing right now. As far as guests next week, we're kind of light on now you were planning on doing the show Thursday morning and then leaving right after the show and then doing one from
and that will put me in Michigan around 10 p.m.
And how long is the drive from you?
9 hours, 43 minutes, 12 seconds.
That's not bad.
No. The last 12 seconds is going to hurt, though, because if I have to pee, when you've got to pee and you're in the car, every second seems like an hour, unless you can pull over and pee. Or worse, if you have to do like a number 2. It's so.
Wow. Jackie's done that from on his way there. It's in the book.
Shit from a car. He shit from a moving car, though.
Yeah. It's in the book. It's in chapter 1, that whole where he's going to Michigan State on the first time, and his mother's driving the car, and he shits out the window. He doesn't like talking about that. Why do you think? If you put it in the book, you would think you'd like talking about it or not be opposed to talking about it, right? I
would think so.
But every time I bring it up, he's like, "What do you got to talk about? What do you got to talk about that for?" Yeah. But Jackie will be on Monday. Speaking of next week, Jackie and the Beef Man will be here Monday morning, and I'm going to want to talk to Jackie about other things than the Q&A. But I got some things I want to pick his brain about. One of them is this Howard Stern thing, like what's really going on, and I'm sure he doesn't know, but he might have a guess as to what's really going on here. Is this because Howard, according to the rumors Tuesday morning, Howard's going to have a big announcement about his future You don't care. You were never a Howard Stern fan. You know why?
Not really, no.
No, neither was I. But I know why you weren't.
Well, yeah. But
what are you doing? You're playing a game on your phone?
No, I'm sending them your address.
Oh. My address. My IP address, because I have to pee. Yeah. My wife was was talking about maybe I shouldn't even. It's too late. I've already gone here, haven't I? My wife was talking about my prostate problems and said prostate massage. I said that means a finger up my ass. You know I'm not going. That's the first step to conversion to gay. Is letting somebody put a finger in your ass, even when the doctor.
No, that's not the first step. The first step is enjoying it. Okay. Because believe me, I've had the fingers in the butt, and it's only if you enjoy it, which is why I got a female doctor. So if I do enjoy it, I can say, well, that's not gay. She's a woman.
I think it still qualifies. Anyway, I'm not going to go. And of course I'd enjoy it if it makes my prostate feel less inflamed. Now Jackie has promised me that this is going to pass, but I don't think so. I think he's an anomaly. I don't think it's going to pass. It's been a couple of years already, and it just seems to be getting worse. So, tomorrow is my 66th birthday. Happy birthday to me.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah, it's not really, but I'm gonna hide out. This is my plan. I get up early in the morning and go find a place to hide for the whole day. So my wife doesn't try to take me out to dinner. There's no cake. There's no singing. None of that. I hate that stuff. It's not like I could hide my birthday, or I would, but it is what it is. Well, I'm already counting myself as in my 66th year, on my way to 67. How about that?
So September, was it September 1st is when you start officially saying you're 67? Or August 31st?
Actually,
when you start
the 31st on.
Do you blow out the candles and go, I'm 67 now?
No candles. Men and their buttholes. That should be. I don't know. Is that a novel? Like War and Peace, Men and Their Buttholes? I don't know.
I thought it was a novella.
Well, you see, because I mentioned the kid who was always, not a kid, he's in his 30s, well, always farting and me not knowing it. But if there's one in the chamber, it definitely would be hard not to notice, like, because there's a thin line between love and hate. There's a thin line between fart and shart. And I don't think you can constantly be farting and not have a few really stinky stinkers every once in a while. And that's why men don't like, men know that the butthole, because we fart more than women and we get the residual effect of the butthole. And that's like, why? That's not a sex object. That is something that's like New Jersey. You don't want to go there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to New Jersey. We love you, Jersey. What?
There was a I was headlining in Ohio or something. Not something. It wasn't Ohio. And down the street from where I was performing, they had a charter school. And whenever I'm out of town, I like to do at least one or two jokes that are specifically local for that audience, like, within like blocks of the venue. And so they had a charter school down the street from there, and I referred to it as a charter school. And even though it was a dumb, stupid joke, it was so fucking dumb, so fucking stupid. It was one of those jokes I wrote. I'm driving there. I said, "Oh, there's a charter school," and I get to the venue and I write this down and I try to make charter school the punchline. I write it up real quick, and they're like, they laugh, and then some guy just screams, "Charter school!" So I just remembered that when you talk about sharding.
Yeah. I'm responding. I'm on Twitter right now. I'm responding to Carolyn Levitt. I think I would really like it if the asteroid would hit Caroline Levitt right in the fucking head.
Does it have to be a whole asteroid though? What about just a meteorite, a small,
all right,
maybe
yeah.
a piece of space junk, like a bolt? Because there's lots of space junk there. How about just one piece of space junk hitting her in the top of the head? That way, the rest of us would be fine.
Yeah. Well, she's because she fucking is just. I will never lie to you, except for all the time.
Okay.
There's no. This is what she's saying now. There's no question that President Donald Trump. Stop calling President Donald Trump. The guy who fucking stole the presidency, Donald Trump, is deserving of the Nobel Peace Prize. Nation statesmen and elected officials around the globe have seen the fruits of his labor to bring peace to a different hemisphere. Bullshit. He's the drone strike queen. Nobody has done more drone strikes than Donald Trump did in his first term, and he's the guy who bombed Iran or gave permission and weapons to bomb Iran. He look up, you fucking phony Christian cunt. Look up the revelation. He come as a man of peace, but he'd actually be a man of war. The guy wants to rename the Department of Defense back to the Department of War. He's no peacemaker. He's not. Stop saying that, you fucking cunt. So that's basically what I was in the process of doing.
Okay, I see now. All right, and I'm going to say this, but I'm saying this. I was waiting for Matt to stop talking for me to say this. Okay, and wished you a happy birthday. But because you ended that sentence with "you fucking cunt," I didn't want to make it sound like, oh, and speaking of which, so that's not. I was already planning on saying that Ann was wishing you a happy birthday, and then you had to add the sentence, end on "you fucking cunt." That it makes it sound like that I was thinking, oh, and speaking, and it's not how that is. So, Ann, I'm apologizing. That's not what made me. I was waiting for him to stop talking to relay this message.
I want to say thank you very much. I don't know what happy birthdays mean anymore since I'm 5 years old, but I do need. Thank you for pointing this out. I do need to stop saying fucking cunt. I say it way too much. I think I blame Jamie Dykes for making me do it. I don't know if I told you this. The other night I got a late night drunken "I love you" from Carl.
Was that you I called? I just laid down on my phone. I just sat on my phone and it called somebody.
It's from Carl, and it's heartfelt. I love Carl. Carl is he's like a son I never had. I did have a son, but Carl,
but he's like the one that you never had. Yeah,
right. And I have a lot of affection for Carl, so I appreciate when he does that. I wish he would do it sober once. But also in the back of my mind, I'm resentful. Like, you didn't even tell me you were getting married, you fuck. I mean, how do I mean anything to you when I have to discover on Facebook that you've gotten married? That's you don't wait for people you care about to find out that you're married on Facebook, especially after being a dedicated bachelor for as long as he has.
Now, Sunshine, I do want to add that scare shorts is what happens when Matt puts them on. When Matt wears shorts, those are scare shorts. And yes, they are scary, and no, I do not like them.
What are scare shorts? I have no idea what.
I guess it's like I don't know. I've seen if it's what I think it is. There was like I was watching a short on TikTok, and it'd be like one thing like da 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 da, and then all of a sudden, boo! They stick a face in there or something to try to get a jump scare out of you. And no, I don't like them because usually if I'm watching those things, I'm watching them so my mind can be erased so I can go to sleep. And the last thing I need is for something to jolt me awake so I won't be able to go back to sleep.
I wonder what made Sunshine think of scare shorts.
She probably thought of you wearing shorts and said, "That's scary."
That is
by the way, I think you just triggered something in my brain about if you're a man and you're getting older, you're becoming more of a woman. And I think
that's not exactly what I said, but go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I think that's how I'll translate it. I think I'll work on that with Dylan this week.
Well, I do feel like
because testosterone drops, estrogen goes up, you start to grow breasts. The only sad actually, and this is for men and women, hair starts growing in places that you didn't used to have. And that's unisex or
gynecomastia is a real thing, and they tried to scare me out of smoking pot, saying that smoking pot will lead to gynecomastia. I had a friend whose father had gynecomastia at a very early age, like in his late 30s, early 40s. And it was a thing that everybody noticed and nobody would talk about except me. Like, you see Mr. Jarowski there? He's got tits. You see his tits? He's growing tits. What the fuck is that? What's going on with Steve's dad there? So it's something. I'm not growing tits. I had very big pecs when I was a weightlifter and all that stuff. They've gone mushy, but they're not growing into tits. They're just pecs that are soft. But I'm not sure if estrogen increases. I think just the testosterone decreases. But I know because yesterday or the day before, I was watching this thing about nutrition, and they were talking about the foods to avoid if you don't want to become an old woman, and the foods that are filled with estrogen, and almost every one of them is a steady part of my diet, which I have to cut out now. Almonds being the biggest one, because I know I'm a big almond guy. I did that because I was told they would keep your weight down. They were good for whatever metabolism that keeps your weight down. So I was eating almonds like crazy. No wonder I'm fucking becoming a woman. I'm going to start to pee, squat to pee soon. I got to get off the almonds. There's a couple of other foods in there. There were the top 5 foods, and almonds is the only one I can think of. But I know it's stuff that I eat all the time. I got to get away from it.
Egg and spinach sandwiches?
Yes. And almonds are good for women. Yes, they are very good for women to maintain estrogen levels as you get older. So reverse is true. All the things that stuff that the women should eat. I'll look that up again. On Monday, I'll talk it over with Jackie, because I'm certain Jackie has been squatting to pee for 10 years. How do I know that? Because he told me that.
That may be because there's a split stream and he's tired of wiping off the seat and floor. They just think he can't aim it proper. So just sit down. So no matter where it splashes, unless it comes up under the seat where the little gap between the seat and the toilet is, then you got trouble.
I've known Jackie for 100 years.
Okay.
Even though he's only 76, 77, whatever he is, 77.
Well, life.
I don't remember him. No. I've had a stroke, and I've talked about having a stroke. It was a mini stroke, but it was a stroke. Yesterday, for some reason, I just put his name in. I think I was just looking for a picture to put on the promo for Monday. And first thing that came up was Jackie Martling's stroke. And I was like, did Jackie have a stroke? He never talked about it here. Maybe that's something. Maybe I shouldn't bring it up tomorrow. Maybe that's a touchy subject on Monday.
No. First of all, if the worst thing that would happen, if you say to Jackie, Brett, did you have a stroke? Did you have a stroke? If he didn't want to talk, if he doesn't want to talk about it, he'll say,
what do you want to talk about that for?
And then he'll tell you a stroke joke, a stroke-related joke, a series of stroke-related jokes. Yeah. So this guy goes to the doctors. I'm about to do a Gilbert Gottfried, because I can't do a Jackie Martling yet.
Somebody wants to design an app for us. Sure, I'll get back to you in a minute.
Design us a phone app that works for phones.
Yeah.
Because StreamYard can't do it.
I think we had a phone app. It does work on phones.
Okay.
It works on phones. I've done it from phones. I could probably do it on phone right now. The Jackie thing. One of the things, and this is being not a New York guy. This is probably something that means nothing to you. But him and Rob Bartlett, you know who Rob Bartlett is? Yes.
Oh, yes. For the New York Mets.
No. Rob Bartlett was the comedic energy on the Imus program, which is why I love Rob. And he was he did the Black Beatles.
So he does what I can't do.
He did. His first, I think one of his first appearances, how he got on the Imus program, was he was doing the Black Beatles. He did all 4, but like a black guy's with an English accent. It was like a parody of what the Black Beatles would have sounded like. And I think that was his. I don't know that for sure that was his first. But him and Jackie doesn't get this because I kind of mentioned it to him, that they've led very parallel existences, in that they started as musical acts, became comedians, at a time when comedy clubs were just taking off. Long Island was one of the first places to have all this comedy clubs springing up. Caroline's in New York City, and then East Side Comedy Club and Richard M. Dixon's house. And they started in those same clubs as first music guys who told jokes, and then they became comedians who played music, whatever. And then Rob ended up on what was the biggest radio show in New York at the time, the Imus in the Morning program. And years later, a couple of years later, Jackie ends up on Howard Stern, which ended up overtaking Imus as the biggest radio show. But I'm certain neither one of them, in their roots, in their beginnings, thought radio is going to be, in this, because they grew up in the era of television.
Right.
And both of these guys ended up on the two biggest radio shows in the country when syndication started happening as the comedic forces on those shows. They started out from the same place, ended up in the same place, and ended up rivals, but still became friends. They were still maintained a friendship, even though their two bosses hated each other. It's just an unusual ride through life together that they share, and neither one of them has even discussed it with each other. I think there's a unique story in there that Jack.
And it just occurred to me because you just brought this up now. I started off as a musician. I went into comedy. I'm now on a top tier radio show, digital broadcast. I am the quote comic relief, so to speak. Not to their par or anything like that. My existence is parallel with theirs as well, and
full circle.
Yeah, and you and Howard Stern have a love-hate relationship with each other.
And I'm a Don Imus wannabe. So again, if Rob started out as doing the Black Beatles, you are now doing the Black Bartlett.
Yes, well, the three of us need to get together and discuss our parallel. Is it still parallel when it's three? Of course, it can still be parallel with three lines.
Yeah.
But now,
if I bring this up to Jackie on Monday, he's gonna be, you're being ridiculous. I don't know what you're talking about. You're just making something. I don't know. Am I doing a good Jackie? He's just gonna shut me up. But I think there's something to this that maybe I should write the book to Jackie and Rob, because they invented. I hate to maybe invented it. They laid the groundwork for what became Opie and Anthony and all these other radio shows and Sirius XM shows that followed, where they were having comedians on. It wasn't like morning radio was a destination that comedians wanted to be until both of those guys ended up on those shows, and they did in some way. At the end of the day, when their story is told, I think they were extremely influential in what became the morning zoo format and all that kind of stuff, the whack packs and all.
Yeah.
And who would have thought of it? And that would have happened. I don't think it was part of Sunshine. Imus, that's a memory. Now, where did you certainly weren't in New York, were you, Sunshine? Did you after syndication is when you, I was, I was enamored with Don Imus since I was 13 years old when I went to see him live as part of a school trip. They brought us to Rockefeller Center, and here was this guy telling dirty jokes in 1973 on the radio. And I said, well, that looked like so much fun. It looks like so much fun.
I didn't become aware of Imus until he started doing like a little stint on television, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think it was first before he had his show was syndicated on MSNBC. He was one of VH1. You went to the radio and got real radio disc jockeys to be video jocks on VH1 in their first. They had Frankie Crocker,
right?
They had Imus, and those are the only two I can remember who were actually on it. But that was VH1's idea, was to take radio personalities. But Imus was an ugly fucking dude.
Oh yeah.
And when you put him on television, it's just like, wow, I'd rather just listen to him.
Yeah, and when you put him on television, the camera added 10 more pounds of ugly.
Yeah. And he insisted on wearing a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Over his headphones. Like, that's so silly. Like, you're not a cowboy. Anyway. But I appreciate Imus's humor. I think Bernard McGurk pushed him too far, and he was because he loved the humor. Bernard McGurk used to do like really good Cardinal O'Connor lottery number readings and all this. So Bernard was the producer of his show, but Bernard was a real hardcore racist from Howard Beach, New York. And if you don't know anything about Howard Beach was in the news when Bernard first got the job there because 2 black kids had the audacity to walk down a street in Howard Beach. They sent 40 people with baseball bats to beat them to death. This is Howard Beach. I mean, so that's where Bernard came from. So he was definitely, you can say the nappy hose Imus didn't have a whole lot of hate and intention in that, but I'm certain Bernard McGurk, who initiated that, he just hated black people. He was not a good guy. He's dead now, so I could bash him all he wants. He can't sue me, can he? Is the state can sue me, right?
Sunshine said West Coast or Texas?
Texas, yeah. The Auto Body Express in El Paso, Texas, was Fred Imus's thing, and Fred Imus was a mainstay on the program and used to, like, before syndication, I think Fred had a deal with their local El Paso radio station that would kind of simulcast it. That was before, syndication. So he was on in West Texas before syndication. Yeah, reliving the golden days of radio. Listen, the weekend is here. It's time to get it on. It's time to get it on. I got paint parties I got to go to. I got all sorts of things coming up. Now, Monday, again, with Beevman and Jackie, I have a show at 11:30, which means I have to leave like 10:30 here. So we'll get them in the first hour. If you want to continue without me and just end it, or we could end it there. That you can make that decision then.
I'll continue without you. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. We'll play it by ear because
and they may
doing an hour by myself is kind of difficult.
You don't have to do the whole hour. I mean, you could do it.
Well, even if I did 59 minutes, that's kind of difficult.
Yeah. All right. What is this? Louis build on online. No. Leave me alone, Louis. Get out of here, Louis. I guess we'll wrap it up then. Everybody have a great weekend. I'm going to try to have a great weekend. I'm going to try to not have a birthday. I'm going to try my best to avoid a birthday. I don't know how people deal with the Facebook stuff, and I blame Facebook. This was a bad idea, posting it's his birthday, and then everybody has to say happy birthday, and then you have to thank them one at a time. I have too many friends for that.
When I see a birthday of someone that I want to wish happy birthday, I just send them a message because I do not want to get every notification for every person who's wished them a happy birthday, and then it says here's a Facebook feed that you're following. It's like, I'm not following it. I just wish them a happy birthday. I don't care who else wishes them a happy birthday. I don't care.
Now, when did Facebook? They did something to this private where people just adding me to groups. If I look at it, like that's something relatively new, and I think they should outlaw that. You should not be able to add me to a group without asking me first if I want to. Right?
I've been added to many groups. As a matter of fact, some groups I've been added to, I'll because I don't know what the group is sometimes. I've just been added to another sentence says I have a message, and I look up and it's a video of some woman's asshole. It's like, okay, I didn't ask to be part of that group.
Am I the asshole?
No, so the real the gaping one,
right?
Not the worthless one, the gaping one. No.
I would be remiss. I kind of have to. Yeah. All this, I've got like new message requests from groups that I'm supposedly part of. I'm not part of these groups. I don't want to be part of these groups. Go away. The Republicans are finally outraged because there was there was a shooting. 2 kids were killed at a school. 17 people injured, and the GOP
18 now. It's 18.
18. So, but the GOP has finally outraged because Cracker Barrel changed their logo.
Right.
Like they got their priorities in some really weird places. Like, I mean, what the fuck? Who cares if a company changes their logo? And how is that caving to wokeness if a company decides. I don't think that's
I think when they fake their outrage, they find out what's trending and say, okay, what can we do that will mask our inept coverage of this, or our inept reactions or responses to these shootings. Oh, you know what's trending? Cracker Barrel. Let's do that.
Yeah. If you're gonna boycott a restaurant because you don't like their logo, did you like their food? Was the service good? So you're basically just doing it to kind of show your MAGA friends you're still part of the cult. Is that? I mean, that's the incentive. Because if you like their food, you like their service, but you're gonna deny yourself their food and their service. And I've never been to Cracker Barrel, so I wouldn't know if they have good food or good service. But if you're a fan of that and you like it, you're gonna deny yourself that for what? What is the real reason you're doing that? And all I can come up with is you want the cult members to know that you haven't strayed. You're still part of the cult.
I think it's this. I think it's they don't want to admit that they can't afford to eat there anymore, so now they got an excuse to stop.
Is it expensive? I don't know.
I have no fucking idea. But eating out does cost more, especially when the price of eggs went up. Any place that sold eggs, let's face it, it went up. And not just eggs, but bacon. But eggs went up like really, really high. Now they never went back down to where they were, not even months ago, 6 months ago.
You know what that dipshit Lutnick, what his solution to prices going up on when you're eating out?
Don't eat out?
No.
Don't tip.
Don't tip.
Oh, that was just a guess.
Yeah. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, these are the people who get paid $1 an hour and they depend on us. The tips are really their income. And you're basically saying, let's destroy the.
I hope he gets recognized the next time he goes to a restaurant, and I hope he gets something he gets something spicy so it will cover up the taste of the spit that he'll get in his food.
All right, let's get out of here. We're gonna get out of here. I know you want me to wait till 11:30, but I'm not going to do it.
Well, no, I mean, even if you played the music and the music was like a 4-minute song or a 3.5-minute song, that would take us out at 11:30.
Yeah, I got another one I'm working on, which is nothing to do with politics. It's just
what?
Yeah, I know.
Quitter.
I know. I'm a queer. And I'll probably have a video to share Monday morning for that, I think.
Okay, and where is your artists for Artists Against Fascism?
Yeah, I thought about what you said. I think I want to keep it art against fascism, because I don't want it to be about the artist. It should be about the art, the piece of work, not the art person who created it. I want the art to stand against fascism. Not the artist can do whatever he wants. The artist can be.
Okay, I see that point. Yeah, that makes sense.
I was thinking about that last night, and that makes more sense to me. But I appreciate.
Okay, no, it does. When you put it like that, it makes more sense to me as well.
So yeah, so that's the show. That's the week.
But then again, I'm a worthless asshole. So what do I know about art?
Well, I don't think you're a worthless asshole. I would not say that about you. I think you're a very worthful asshole.
That's what I wrote. That was my response to them. I said, I think I'm a worthful asshole.
Worthful. I think that's a new word.
Yeah.
Worthful. All right. Don't forget to do turn on your radio. Have a great day. Bye for now.
I
listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen